About Link Live. So uploading to Link Live. I go out to facilities all the time and I say, did you set up Link Live yet? They go, well, we haven't gotten around to it. If you're waiting for your EtherScope nXG, go out and set up Link Live today. If you've got your EtherScope nXG and you haven't set up Link Live, go out and set up Link Live. What we're going to find is that Link Live is where we can take the results that we collect on our EtherScope nXG, on our Link Runner G2, on our AirCheck G2, on our OneTouch, on our Link Runner AT2000. We can take and put all of those up in there. In fact, even our little Link Sprinter, we can put those results in there. It allows us to combine all that. Here's the big thing. That allows us to take this whole spectrum of analysis and test and validation equipment and integrate all those results. In fact, if we reach down here in the bottom drawer, let's switch cameras. Here is our Link Sprinter 300, right? So if you have a technician that's going out and installing PCs or connecting things up, they can use the Link Sprinter to go in and very quickly validate that Ethernet jack. And then we're going to see with Link Live, I can use this, I can put in a comment and I can put in a jack number. So now I have jack to switch and port, right? So I've got my little pouch right there that I can put that in. I can clip that on my belt and go out and do my testing. If I've already got a Link Runner G2, I can take the data from there. So it gives me a way I can combine all of that information together into one place. So in this case, we're going to look at how we go in and create that Link Live account, claiming our EtherScope nXG to that account, upload our discovery snapshot, take a look at our discovery snapshot, and generate some reports. First thing, create that account, www.link-live.com. So we can go out there, we get the sign-in window. If we don't have an account already, we can click on Sign Up Now. What can we upload from our EtherScope nXG to Link Live? We can upload discovery. We can upload Wi-Fi information. We can upload our path analysis. And path analysis is one that we haven't gotten into yet, but because we've discovered the switches and the bridge forwarding tables and the MAC addresses and the IP addresses, we can use the EtherScope to trace a path at layer 2 through our network. We can upload iPerf and performance tests out there. And once they're uploaded, we can generate a report on those. So Link Live gives us that way that we can go up and put all of that stuff together. So after we've set up our Link Live account, we need to go in and claim our EtherScope nXG. So what we're going to do is we're going to come into Link Live and we're going to click on our devices icon over there on the left-hand side of the screen. Then we're going to see our little action button show up. And in that action button, we can go in and we can click on that. We can add a device. And that's going to say, how do we do that? So let's go ahead and take a look at how we do that. So I'm going to bring up my web browser here. I'm going to log into Link Live. We're going to drag that over here. Now, lots of information on this screen. But this is, my Link Live. I've got 1,664 test results out there. Those test results are from all different pieces of equipment I've gone in and used. If we're going to come in here and click on Units, and it shows, here's my EtherScope nXG. So if I wanted to add my other EtherScope, I could come in and hit Claim Unit. So I would say I want to claim an EtherScope nXG. So it says we're going to plug in our cable into the wired management port. Then we're going to go into Link Live. We're going to go to Claim Now. And then we're going to type in the last 6 digits of the MAC address. Once we do that, the Link Live will start listening for any frames from there. Now, the EtherScope uses HTTPS to communicate with Link Live. So it's encrypted communication going back and forth between Link Live and your EtherScope. But what will happen is it will come in and start listening to that. So let me just check this other EtherScope over here. See if I've claimed that already. That one is claimed, but we could go in, we could type that in. So once you do that, it listens. Then what we're going to see is it's going to add your EtherScope. And what that does is it tells us, here's your EtherScope right there. It says that, here's the MAC address. We can give it a name. Well, in fact, my AirCheck G2 just showed up in there. Tells me what software version, Android firmware version, application version, when did we last see it. Gives me some information about those devices. So this shows me all of my various devices that I've claimed out here. There's that other EtherScope, the older one that has been claimed. So we see that was last seen today as well. Okay, so there's my EtherScopes out there. So in this case, we've gone and we've claimed it. So now, anytime I run an auto test, it will automatically upload that auto test to Link Live. So if I come in here, it shows these are the various auto tests. Here's an auto test that ran at 10:22 a.m. today. And it's going to give me information. Let's see if I can remember the right keystroke here. Haha, there we go. We'll move over just. It gives me information about this EtherScope, how I'm connected, but boy, that doesn't show up on your screen. Well, in this case, how about that? There we go. So in this case, it shows that there's my EtherScope. It ran this test, tells me the information about the link, and goes in and runs that. Now, one of the things that we can do when we run an auto test is we can add a comment. So let's do this. We're going to come back here to auto test. And we're going to rerun this auto test right here. And let's bring over Link Live. So what I want you to see is where we go in, we run that. Notice that at 11:02, we got that message right there, okay? So it shows that here is our result. Now, what I'm going to do is when I ran my auto test, let's say I want to go in and I want to associate this switch and port with a wall jack. So I can click on my action button on my EtherScope. And I can go in and say add comment. And I can add a comment in here. And I'm going to say 20-A034. Let's say that's my wall jack number. So now I've typed that in. I say save to test result. And I want you to watch the labels over here when I do that. I hit save to test result. It is going to upload that label right there. So now it is associated that label with that record. So now down the road, if you want to know which switch and port was that jack connected to the last time you ran a test, I can come up here to search. And I can say 20-A, and it will show me every record that starts with 20-A. And I can click on that, and it shows me that test record. And it says that Jack 20-A034, when we tested that on December 4th at 11:02 a.m., was connected to that Netgear switch. Ooh, don't want to move that. Well, here. It was connected to that Netgear switch on that port. We'll bring that back. Okay. So in this case, we can come in and we can take a look at where that was connected, and you can filter on that. We can come up here, we can remove that filter, and it shows us all the records. I could come in and filter on this switch. I could filter on that port. Notice that now we're looking at that switch and that port, and it would show me every time I've run a test on that switch and that port, and I could look at the labels of each one of those and see if there were any labels associated with that. So we could see what was going on in there. Okay. So we can use Link Live to track that, and we can add comments in there, and we can add multiple comments. I could put a Jack number, I could put an office number, a cubicle number, a post number. If you're in a manufacturing facility, we could put a pole number so that you would know approximately where that was. All right, I did not want to move that. Well, there we go. All right. So in this case, if we want to take our discovery, we've gone in and we've run our discovery. I want to upload my discovery to Link Live because we want to save that information. So what I do is I come up, I click on my Action Overflow icon. So these were names that I always do the 3 dots in the upper right corner. So there are actually names for these, and this is the Action Overflow button. I can click on that. And when I do, I can say upload to Link Live. So let's go back, and we will go back to our discovery. And I am going to go to my Action Overflow button. I'm going to say upload to Link Live. I can give it a descriptive name up here. I can give it a comment. I'm going to say save to analysis files. Now, there is a job comment field in there, and we'll go back and take a look at that. But here's what the job comment field does. It allows us to create folders where we can save that information. So for example, if I said save my discovery snapshot, and I put in a job comment of /, and I put in a comment that said OfficeNet, and I said save to analysis files. Okay. Now let's come back here. We're going to take a look at Link Live. So I'm going to go out here to analysis files. And what we have is we now have 2 analysis files that we've saved. And we see that we've got a label of OfficeNet right there. We see that this one is in a folder called Bootcamp. Once we put that job comment in with that folder, which is the / and then a name, any subsequent results will be saved in that folder. Folders are a great way to organize our test results so that we can go back later and say, hey, I want to see everything that's in Bootcamp December. And now it will show me just the results for that. So if I'm going out and doing work for a variety of clients, etc., I can do that. Now I'm going to clear that right there. We'll zoom back out. So now I want to see what my discovery information looks like. So I'm going to come up here and click on View Analysis. So now it shows me each one of the devices I discovered. So I can scroll through there. I can say MacBook. It's going to show me the switch and port it's connected to, its device information, what addresses we've seen associated with that. I can click on a switch right here, and it's going to show me the interfaces on that switch. It'll show me if there's any devices connected to those. So let's scroll through here. So now I see that there we've got some devices attached to that. I can click on the devices and it tells me which device is attached to that. It has uploaded this discovery information. So I've gone out and I've done my discovery. I then go in, I upload the discovery information to Link Live. I can now come out to my analysis files. That's the one with the little magnifying glass and the bars right there. I can go out and take a look at that analysis file. I can see that. So now, well, here, let's go in. Just follow along, otherwise I get too far ahead here. So we've uploaded that to Link Live. So now to see that discovery snapshot, I click on Analysis Files right here. It's going to show me the devices I discovered, and by clicking on each one, I can drill into those devices, get that detailed information. So viewing the snapshot on the wireless, on the wired side, we can see right in, well, here for wireless, I need to change that. Sorry, I just need to make sure that I have that right. So in this case, on the wireless side, it's showing the device name, it's showing what channel it's on. It's showing that this device is connected using 802.11g, IP address, MAC address, which AP it's connected to, and the security type. So it's giving us that information that we collected from our discovery. On the wired side, we're getting the name, we're getting the nearest switch, the VLAN, MAC address, etc. So we're getting this for each one of those devices. For switches, we get the VLANs, we get the interfaces, and we can see the connected devices. We can see who is connected to each one of those. Now, when it comes to generating reports, there are two types of reports I can generate from this discovery information within Link Live. I can generate a PDF report, or I can generate a CSV file. So with the PDF report, it comes back and says, hey, dude, this is going to be over 105 pages of information. Okay, but that's all that information I collected in my discovery. So we can put a logo, a title, labels, subtitle, description. We put that in there. When we click on generate, it generates a PDF file. We could go out, we can go to our files right here, and we will see that PDF file out there. Now, it puts each device on a separate page, and that's why we ended up with 105 pages. So it creates a pretty lengthy report. Here's the one I personally think is very cool, and that is the CSV file. So if I generate a CSV file, this is kind of a brain dump of everything that the EtherScope nXG discovered on your network. So here's an example of that file. If I generate and then download that, and what we're seeing in here is the name, the device type, the last seen, SNMP name, virtual machine name, MDNS, we get DNS, NetBIOS. It is showing us all of this information. In fact, we'll go in and export that. But now that you have it in a CSV file, you can do whatever you want with it. I have gone in and written Python scripts that will take that CSV file, jam it into a little memory-based SQL database, and then start peeling that data apart however I want. So by having it in that CSV file, you could import that into another database. So now you do your discovery, you dump all of the devices you discovered. You can see where they're connected. You can see all their name information. Dump that out, and away you go. In fact, one of the things that I did with this CSV file for a presentation I did recently was I used this to create the ethers file and the host file for Wireshark. So now when I go in to take a look at my trace files, I am looking at names, not IP addresses and MAC addresses. So what you do with this CSV file is only limited by your imagination. Okay. So one of the questions, and there's a number of questions that have come in, and what I'll do is, I'm just kind of going through these as we're going along here, but that is, can multiple users use the same NXG within Link Live? So we can have multiple users that can access that same information. And here's kind of the use model when we see with Link Live. I can have everybody in my department out jamming information into Link Live. Today, we're focused on the EtherScope nXG because it's the EtherScope nXG bootcamp. But I can collect information from my AirCheck G2, my Link Runner G2, my OneTouch AT G2 and OneTouch AT 10G, and I can collect information from my Link Sprinter. I can take all that and put that in here.